All right. Welcome to Guarantee News. It is 9 a.m. on July 10th, a Wednesday, 2024. This is Guarantee News, and I am your host, Garrett Sims. I have an announcement about something changing with Guarantee News, which I feel like there's always something changing, but this one feels like the last big change before Guarantee News just goes on a stride and it becomes your favorite morning news show that you know is going to be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday without fail in the mornings. So this announcement feels big for me. And then we're going to get into mostly news because the political race has been heating up for the last week where I didn't stream. And then we're going to get into a little bit of sports / shows. And then we're going to get out of here for the first episode of a new season, I guess I can say, of Guarantee News. But before we do that, some things never change. We're going to do a couple K-Ferg 500 songs before we get into the show. Where do I want to play? What do I want to play? Like, it's morning, so I want to play something like more like chill, I feel like. Yeah, we'll go with this. Why does my shit look so... There we go. That feels better. There we go. We'll start off with this. All right, this is Where the Love by K-Ferg 500.
I just bought me some tricks, I feel better. We ain't doing no back and forth shit. Too old for that. Yeah, she thinks she got a wise man. I don't think buddy too clever. I just bought me some tricks, I feel better. Put on Prada and dance with the devil. Yeah, she never been in the VVT. She never call when you be in the sea, but I bet she link when that shit come to me. I'm back, baby, where the love? Yeah, yeah. If it came down to it, I'm slamming you out for real. If it came down to it, I'm slamming you out for real. Really, I'm slamming as ever. Really, I'm slamming as I hold my chips like poker. I know it's over as soon as I'm sober. Yeah, gang called me, told me bring a soda. So you know I brought a soda. Try to be front in the mood. I'm trying to get this cash and reach my quota. I don't even play like that. Little bitch, you sober. 252 getting high in the stool. Hop got dark, 3 in the 2. Told the bitch that I ain't Bruce Wayne. All about me, I ain't saving you. These niggas talking, don't think that I hear it. Let it start cause you got hoe in the spirit. Treat that bitch like a BOA. Load her up, then go and clear it. Yeah, she think she reigns supreme. She ain't even make the team. Yeah. She playing with Maybelline, my little cup was Maybelline. Yeah, we in the SVR, I'm through with the SRT. I'm through with the highs and buys. She wanna come and go, but I wanna fucking leave. She don't understand, I'm only a man, can only do what I can. Yeah, this shit getting hot, man, okay, I get it, but why you ain't add you a fan? I bet your mama ain't know she raised the hoe, and I'm just saying. Yeah, I let niggas get too hype. Can't let that happen again. Yeah, she thinks she got a wise man. I don't think buddy too clever. I just pour me some tricks, I feel better. Put on Prada and dance with the devil. Yeah, she never been in the VVT. She never call when you be in the sea, but I bet she link when that shit come to me. I'm back, baby, where the love? Yeah, yeah. If it came down to it, I'm slamming you out for real. If it came down to it, I'm slamming you out for real. Really, I'm slamming as ever. Really, I'm slamming as I hold my chips like poker.
All right, and then we're going to do one last song before we get to the show. This is He Say, She Say, featuring Money Mike by K-Ferg 500. This song is underrated, 48 views.
I heard about
crazy.
Brandy first when I was in 7th.
Short announcement, or short just something I'm noticing. YouTube is about to make us buy the YouTube Premium. They're getting nasty with the ads. Just a quick comment.
Sister, I really had to tell Shorty don't come. Sister, unless she bring the light skin friend with the curly hair. Sister, yeah, that's what I like. Told little baby I'm a real nigga. Can't fuck with he say or she say. Man down, hit him with that AK. Gun down, run down, we caught that nigga broad day. Niggas gon' cap, they be acting like it's Broadway. Smoking on some cookie with that ice cream sorbet. Bad bitch with me and she look just like Lorray. Niggas they be losing cause them niggas never scoring. Load up the bus, but we not going touring. She got a visa, not banking, she foreign. 223s, and I ain't talking about Jordan. When I eat the chicken, only chicken eat is Jordans. Off-white ones, only time I wear Jordans. 500 gang drive like Jeff Gordon. Free my niggas that is still locked with the warden. Rich nigga on my fucking fit is your mortgage. On my fit, yeah, I spend it on your mortgage. She want me off Percocet, said that I got perfect sex. Rich nigga was born to flex since I was on VHS. Now my neck on VBS, got drugs like I'm CVS. Mama want a meal too, that's why I don't get no rest. That's why I don't even sleep, on the move, can't even think. I was all alone, but helped you out, look what you did to me. Had to leave you on, cause this shit ain't what it seemed to be. Addicted to the lifestyle, you look like a fiend to me. Benji's bleed, watch the doves cry. How does it feel to watch my love die? Took every risk for you, I did it, I don't know why. But now my hoes through the roof, talking sky high. Foreign after foreign, don't speak my language. We breaking law, we ain't cared if it's same shit. Niggas be fake, but this a different type fugazi. Cloudy your diamonds, why your stones looking so hazy? Smoke on that dope till I'm Chinese. I already need Visey. Swerving the coupe with the high beams. I do the dash like high speed. She drinking up like high C. Days low, don't try me. I'm on no boat, nigga, somewhere where your wife be. Yo niggas is snitching, who you kidding? Get them going good riddance. I was in the trap moving pigeons. You was in the trap moving midget. White bitch stick, move the coke, call it Bridget.
Yeah, now check it. Hit from the back, grab a neck like I'm wrestling. Yeah, now check it. You know what's up, girl, I'm in a cut like infections. Hey, lil' mama, heard you wanna be mine. And lil' mama know my jeans number 9. Connected with the guap, yeah, we gotta intertwine. You would think he blind when my brother throwing sign. Yeah, now check it. Hit from the back, grab a neck like I'm wrestling. Yeah, now check it. You know what's up, girl, I'm in a cut like infections.
From idea to submission, empower students to do.
All right, let's get started I want to name this something, but I haven't. Let's just call this is a new season of Guarantee News. Let's start off with that. We're officially in a new season of Guarantee News, and I'm making the commitment right now for 10 episodes. 10 straight episodes, Guarantee News, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the mornings at 9 a.m., 10 episodes. So I'm going to get that on the calendar, see what that is, and we're going to just go from there as how I'm doing, how I feel, what needs to be changed, how can I make the show better. But this is officially a new season of Guarantee News. It's going to be 10 episodes with no stops. I'm going to work this like a job, and we are going to be, I was going to have a pause moment, but I want to be serious. I'm going to be having the show premiere Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. on YouTube, GS Studios. That's Stew like the stew you eat, GSTEWDIOS. That's the YouTube. And this is something that's important for me. This is the most seriously that I've ever taken doing this show with no one's watching right now. Yeah. The road I'm about to go on now is the most serious that I've taken this show, the most serious I've taken the research with the show, the most seriousness I've taken in building the confidence in myself to do this show. And it's really important for me to make this announcement, not only for myself, but for anybody that watches any moment of this in the beginning of Guarantee News, because I want to know that you guys, I'm appreciative of so much for watching the news. I hope there's something that you learn from me, even for a second. I hope there's some sort of entertainment from me that you get, even for a second. Or I hope there's even just a moment where you think, Garrett's fried. Why would he say that? Because that's the goal. I want to be informative, entertaining, and I want to make you guys watch the news in a way that's entertaining, in a way that matters to you, in a way where you feel like you can trust the person or people who are coming to say this news to you eventually. Guarantee News isn't supposed to be just about my opinion and just what I think. I want it to be something that's objective, that shows all sides a lot of times lately I've been talking about politics, so the left, the right, the middle, the truth, whatever you want to call it. But this is at its core, at its originality, at its heart. It is news, and it's supposed to be telling you what's going on, not what to think. And hopefully you can get entertained and maybe laugh and maybe be angry and maybe disagree and maybe want to debate from what I say, because that is the goal. It's not for me to be right. It's not for me to have the right way of thinking about it. It's to tell you what's going on and give you a way of looking at the information, or just giving you the information itself so you can decide how you're supposed to think or how you want to think in a way that's educated. That's the goal of Guarantee News, and that's what I'm going to be trying to bring to you with all my talent as I grow for the next 10 weeks. Now, keep in mind, I'm new at this, I went to college for journalism, news writing, and with a focus in news writing and broadcast, mostly news writing. Even that, I'm not that. I'm still getting better at, so I'm growing. And if you're watching this, just know you're growing with me. No pause, play. With that, let's officially get to episode 1 of this new season of Guaranteed News, and I'll make this announcement. Guaranteed News, the things that I want to focus on are hard news, which is any serious news I think you need to know. Right now, that's politics. Right now, that's Hurricane Beryl. Right now, that's Ukraine. That's things like that. I want to focus on sports, Olympics coming up, Wimbledon right now, Copa America, Euro Championships. That goes without saying. I want to focus on show news. House of Dragon, I'm watching Your Honor, everyone's watching that right now, The Boys, etc. Entertainment was a thing for a long time, and I'm going to focus on that. I'm not going to focus on that, actually. That's on the back burner, but that's something that, like, if something interesting, aka sketch coming out for having OnlyFans, we're going to talk about it. But mostly, I think the main two are going to be politics and sports. Those are the two things that, like, if you're wanting to know about these two things, or if you're wanting to be more informed, or if you just want something on sports, Guarantee News is going to be big for you. Show news, it's going to be a little bit back burner, but order for Guarantee News for the people watching, for the people saying, what am I coming to Guarantee News to get? I mean, it's information, entertainment, and again, Garrett said something Friday. I don't agree with Garrett. I want to argue with him. Like, one of those three things. That's the main thing. The content is going to focus on hard news, serious news, and sports news. Hard news because I feel like it's important, and I feel like there needs to be people who know the news and people who are getting it from a trustworthy source, and not just from reading things. Sometimes you need to have people speaking to you, and when you watch too much CNN, too much Fox, too much News Nation, you start to get a singular opinion, and I don't want that. I want to be able to give both sides. That's why eventually when I have Guaranteed News and it's bigger and I have people coming on live to interview people smarter, more educated than me, I want them to be from both sides. So I want you to get the news, I want you to be entertained, and I want you to be ready to argue with me or ready to disagree with me based on what I say, because that's a part of news, I feel like. And with sports, I just want you to be like, oh, listen to Garrett talk about sports and hear my opinions and be entertained by them. So, let's start officially. Let's make sure I know where I'm at. I know everything that's going on. All right. We're at 13 minutes, so we're going to give this 10 minutes and see where we're at. I wouldn't be mad at being, if it takes 23 minutes and 33 seconds for this. So, 2 weeks ago on, let's see, not last Thursday, but the last Thursday, right? Would that be June 30th? What is it right now? The 10th? So is that July 5th? No, July 4th. And then the 27th. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, on June 27th, there was the first debate between Donald Trump and President Joe Biden for the 2024 election. And ever since then, I don't need to cover that debate at all because the world has completely gone up in arms since it. Joe Biden had a absolutely terrible debate, and everybody on Twitter and on social media knew for the last couple of years that Joe Biden obviously has a mental decline and something's going on with him. Father Time is catching up with him. And it seems like Everybody except the Democrats didn't know that until this debate happened, and we just saw hella shit that Joe Biden did wrong, couldn't keep a thought together, couldn't finish his sentences. He just looked old, right? So since that moment, the whole world has been talking about it, and there's been a blow up for that and everything else. But there's also been a major problem within the Democratic Party itself. There are Democrats calling for him to step down as the nominee and to let somebody else have it. There's a growing conversation on the polling numbers now where Donald Trump is getting further and further ahead of Joe Biden. And there's the conversation from House and Senate Democrats that how bad Joe Biden looks and how mad he made the Democratic Party look and himself look on that debate is going to hurt Democrats in the election, and not just for the presidential election. They're scared that right now Republicans are running the House, Democrats run the Senate. They're scared that they'll lose the Senate and won't be able to take the House because Joe Biden being the head of the Democrats just makes the Democrats look that bad. So ever since then, ever since that debate, Joe Biden has been on a press tour trying to prove to the world that I know how to think in straight thoughts and that I can do this job, and that, yeah, maybe I've lost a step, but I'm still cognitive, smart, on my toes enough to be the president of the United States, and you need to know that. So the first thing that I want to get into this is the split in the Democratic Party after Biden has done that terrible debate. So he had the debate 2 weeks ago. Last Friday, he had a interview with George, Jeor, Stephanopoulos, George Stephanopoulos, and Biden interview. So right now, just to make sure I'm clear, we're talking about the split that's going on in the Democratic Party between Joe Biden because of Joe Biden and just the terrible debate he had. So then to try to make that debate, the whole thing now has been laid to wash that debate out of everybody's head, including the Democrats and the American voters. The first step for Joe Biden to attempt to do that was an interview on Friday with George Stephanopoulos. This is a very famous journalist. Shout out to George. The interview, basically, Joe Biden didn't say anything wrong, but he didn't do enough to make people believe that he's cognitive and that he's able to talk for more than 20 minutes without saying something or doing something that just makes him look like he's not all the way there. That's because an interview is prepared. You're going to have your questions. You're going to have more control. It's not a debate stage where you have to be on your toes. This is not enough. The only thing that this interview could do, in my opinion, was make him just look worse if he did the same thing, if he lost his train of thought, if he wasn't able to sound confident. That didn't happen. From the perspective of interviews, it was a good interview, but after Friday, now it's almost a week later on Wednesday, nobody is less scared or nervous about the thought of Joe Biden. If you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, you're happy, and you're not less happy from this interview. You still think Joe Biden is old as shit and can't run, right? And the Democrats think so as well. So now everything this week has been Joe Biden on the campaign trail, basically just trying to continue to show that he is cognitive. He had a meeting with the Congressional Black Caucus on Monday. He said, or the people from the meeting in the Black Caucus came out and said, we fully support Joe Biden. He seems like he's cognitive. He seems like he has his things. He had a luncheon. Joe Biden did a private luncheon with the congressional Democrats on what day was this? On Tuesday, yesterday. And on the call, it seems like from everything, all the reporting that I've been hearing, that the Democrats, there is a growing number of Democrats that are saying, we don't think it should be Joe Biden anymore. We should get away. But those Democrats are being quiet because Joe Biden, he said this in the interview with George Stephanopoulos on Friday. He's been saying this at the Black Caucus meeting on Monday. He said this at the luncheon. He said this he had a meeting with NATO. He said this every time he got the chance. There's no way that I am not going to be the presidential nominee unless God Almighty himself comes down. I have the donors. I have the votes. I have the support. It's me. I am not stepping down from the presidential nominee. And because of that, there's been Democrats that are saying, we don't want him to go away, but if we don't want it to be Joe Biden anymore, we think it should be somebody else. But if he's standing on business, Joe Biden is the only one that can decide to not be the presidential nominee. Nobody can kick him out. So if he doesn't decide to do it, it's going to be him. And a lot of Democrats are saying, well, we're not going to split the Democratic Party and make us look even weaker than we already do by coming out and saying out loud that we don't want Joe Biden. But in the back of our heads, we don't want Joe Biden. That's what a lot of people have been coming out and saying after this luncheon on Tuesday. That's what have been people in the Democratic Party have been coming on Fox, CNN, News Nation and saying all week, hey, there's a lot of people who are quiet, but in closed doors, they don't want Joe Biden. Now, there's only a very few people who are loud. 7 Democrats, and it's been 6 for the last 3 or 4 days. I think just last night another person came out. Another 7 House Democrats have officially came out and said, we do not want Joe Biden to be the nominee, and we think by him being the nominee, he is hurting the Democratic Party. Let's look at that. This is a CNN article. Several top House Democrats, so Joe Biden should step aside during a leadership call. And this leadership call was on Sunday. So this is different than the luncheon. So basically for the last week, since the George Stephanopoulos interview on last Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today, going into Thursday, has been all Joe Biden on basically a makeup tour of trying to prove to people, hey, I am fit to be the president. I still think I still have my marbles. I came here because I just want to name some of these people. So, okay, more than a handful of House Democratic, oh, you guys can't see this, my bad, y'all. If you guys haven't told, I'm trying to focus more on my own knowledge of things more than just focusing on articles, because the last season of Guarantee News was me focusing mostly on articles. Now I want to do a little bit of both, just know more and focus on those articles. So let's look at this. More than a handful of House Democrats ranking members told House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in a Sunday call that President Joe Biden needs to step aside from the 2024 campaign, according to sources familiar with the call. Jeffries held the call to take the temperature of ranking members after Biden's dismal debate performance last month. The call, held before lawmakers returned to Washington this week, was filled with deep concern about potential damage to the Democratic ticket and how it imperils the party's chances to win back the House majority. So that conversation of, hey, by you looking so bad, it's making the election of us look bad, and the American people won't only not want to vote for you as the president, they won't want to vote for us in the House and Senate. You're fucking it up for the rest of us. Get out. That's basically what they're saying. Jeffries did not share with his colleagues where he stands on the question of whether Biden should continue running for re-election, a source was told CNN. The number of lawmakers who explicitly said Joe Biden should not be Democratic nominee was greater than the number who spoke up for him to stay, according to one of the sources. That's dangerous, because in a private call, they're saying hella people are saying we don't want him. But in the public, there's only been 6. Among those who opposed Biden as a nominee were Reps Mark Takano, Adam Smith, Jim Hines, Joe Morale, Jerry Nadler, Susan Weil, according to 3 sources. 5 lawmakers has publicly called for Biden to withdraw from the presidential race. Let's see. Among those who oppose Biden as a nominee, so these are people that they're saying have opposed him on the call, but maybe haven't done it publicly. Saying these names is kind of bold, in my opinion. And then this says, if I'm understanding this right, 5 lawmakers have publicly called for Biden to withdraw from the presidential race. Representative Lloyd Dogsett, Seth Moulton, Ra Grijavala, Angie Craig, and Mike Quigley. And these people, if you've been watching CNN, any news, they're interviewing people. They're going on interviews and standing on business about it. They're saying out loud, yeah, we don't want Joe Biden. They're not playing about it, really. They're bold about the fact that they think it shouldn't be Joe Biden. So this split, I have some opinions on it that I'm going to give in a second. Now let me just give some more context as how this split and why this split is getting even worse. Then this week recently, Joe Biden, a report came out from the New York Times, and it basically said Joe Biden, Parkinson's doctor. So let's see. So let me just explain this. So basically, this week a new reporting came out that a Parkinson's doctor, well, he's a new neurologist. Sorry, I used to have a speech impediment with my R's and L's when I was a kid, and it sticks with me sometimes with certain words. So a neurologist came to the White House 8 times in the last 8 months. the doctor is also a Parkinson's doctor. So basically the thing with this is it's just making it worse. Whether you're like a Fox person, you're probably going to believe this a lot more. And if you're a Democrat, you're going to be inclined to look at the other side. But basically what people are saying is, hey, we have this neurologist and Parkinson's doctor coming to the White House 8 times in 8 months. We have this old ass fucking president that's on live TV losing his train of thought. Does he have Parkinson's? Is this guy coming from Parkinson's? And basically what the White House says, and one of the White House releases a letter, and I can't think of this woman's name, and I want you guys to see a picture of her. Eventually, sometime, I'm going to show her talking because I really like her. Jean Pierre. Let's see. And I want to know what she is. I don't know. She's like the White House spokeswoman. But she came out, and multiple people came out and said, hey, look, doctors come and visit the White House. There's military personnel that come to the White House and visit, and they come to check, and doctors come to check in. There's so many people going on in the White House. This doctor's not just a neurologist. Joe Biden does not have Parkinson's, and the New York Times and this reporting is over-exaggerating is basically what they're saying. If you don't like Joe Biden, if you're a Republican, if you're on that side, you're going to obviously say, oh my God, yeah, this Parkinson's doctor coming. This nigga, he shakes all the time. He has some of it. If you don't know what Parkinson's is, it's kind of it's like a brain disease that kind of just makes you get a tremor, you move slower. It makes your aging a lot worse. That's the easiest way I can put it. And people are saying now, oh, Joe Biden has this. Now, let's see. Parkinson's specialist met with Biden's physician at White House earlier this year, records show. So let's see. A top Parkinson's disease. Can you guys see that? A top Parkinson's disease specialist held a meeting with President Joe Biden's physician at the White House earlier this year. According to records, the circumstances of the meeting are unclear. Dr. Kevin Kennard, a neurologist at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, met with White House physician Kevin O'Connor at the White House in mid-January, according to the White House. Kennard has visited the White House 3 times this year, according to the visitor logs. A January 17 meeting with O'Connor and then with another staffer on January 26th and March 28th. Kennard has visited the White House at least 8 times over the past year, according to the logs, beginning last August and ending with March 20th meeting. So obviously, if he's continuing to come, you do get the idea that he's coming for somebody repeatedly for something that's going on. Now, this does say that Dr. Kevin Kennard is a neurologist at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. So he's not just a Parkinson's doctor, which a lot of the reporting does, which has been, or a lot of like the headlines has been, even the headline here, Parkinson's specialist. You know, it's important to say he's a neurologist. That includes Parkinson's. He's not just a Parkinson's doctor. But this is the interesting thing that's so cool about reporting is because you get the information, and then after you get the information, it's your decision to decide what you're going to do with it. So let's look at what we know. We know a Parkinson's doctor has visited the White House 8 times over the last year and 3 times so far in 2024. Well, we know he's a neurologist, and he specializes in Parkinson's as well. We know he's from the military medical system. We know we met with the White House physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, which is basically the doctor that's at Biden's hip. Logical Garrett is saying he probably was there to see Joe Biden. Does Joe Biden have Parkinson's? I would say no, because yes, the White House and the Joe Biden party has obviously been lying to us. They knew that Joe Biden was on a mental decline. They knew how bad Joe Biden was before they put him out there. They thought he could do better. I do believe that, but they knew he was bad, and they've lied to the American people. There's no getting away from that. There's been some untruthfulness from that regime. Whatever you want to say about how you feel they've done good in the policies, they've been untruthful, the Joe Biden campaign. I don't think they're so untruthful that if this nigga had Parkinson's, they wouldn't tell people. And that if they had Parkinson's, and if he had Parkinson's for real, it wouldn't be leaking out. It's already leaking out from private calls that like more people that are saying in the Democratic Party don't fuck with Joe Biden. And all this other stuff, like stuff leaks. It leaks that a Parkinson's doctor even came to the White House. If Joe Biden actually had Parkinson's, I feel like it would be leaks of him saying, yeah, he has Parkinson's. We have leaks from everywhere. It's 2024. Someone in your close circle is snitching on you. So if the doctor was actually, I think he's maybe showing signs of Parkinson's. I think he's old as fuck, and they're checking everything, and they're nervous from him. And he is the mental decline. I've never talked to Joe Biden before, so I can't really say that. And I've seen so much reporting of so many people that I could trust and maybe not trust, saying that he is still cognitively there, that I won't say he's like, oh, a vegetable and not able to be president, but I do think he's showing signs of being older. He's old. Father Time never loses. And I think when you're the president of the United States and you have access to the best doctors of the world, you're going to have everybody come. You're going to have the neurologist come to see if it's Parkinson's or anything else. So it's one of those things, but this story and this reporting coming out at this time is terrible, and it just makes everything look worse for the Biden party and the Democratic Party in their battle to try to say that Joe Biden is able to be president. So this reporting is just terrible. If I would say it was released, I mean, it was released from the New York Times, but I'm saying it's released from somebody in Trump's party if you're fucking smart, because it's like you have no proof that he has Parkinson's, but that just plants that seed and you have to at least talk about it. Everyone's been talking about it. I've been talking about it. So it's just fucked up that is added on to it now to everything else. It's kind of crazy. Now, with that, we have the split in the Democratic Party. Kind of stuff coming out of Parkinson's doctors is coming out. It's a lot going on. So with this, let's talk about what the fuck is Joe Biden himself thinking. The questions come up is a lot of talk of Trump is how he wouldn't let go of the White House, how he's dictatorship. That's a lot of the thing that the Biden party is talking about, and that's what Joe Biden or people who don't like Trump, that's what they're talking about, right? Or yeah, people who don't like Trump, that's what they're talking about. And now that conversation is coming up for Joe Biden as well, that he won't let the White House go, that he won't do what's best for the American people. He's following his own thoughts and process. There was talk on the interview on Friday with George Stephanopoulos. He said he didn't even watch the debate over. He said that he was repeatedly not believing polls since the debate that have increasingly shown Trump over Biden in a lot of different polled areas that we're going to look at in a second. And why it is true that you can't believe polls all the way, which I'll get into again in a second. Joe Biden on that interview on Friday just seemed bad with how unwilling he was to believe polls. And the conversation right now is that Joe Biden is only listening to his tight inner circle, his wife, his son, Hunter Biden, and a few close people about what he should be doing. And all those people are saying, hey, you need to stay in this race. Now, there's other people outside of that close inner circle, but that still care about Joe Biden, whose opinions and things aren't maybe getting through to him, because it seems like maybe his wife and other people have his ear in a way that maybe could be not the best. I've seen a lot of people say from the Democratic, just senators that I've been watching interview and talk throughout the week, saying that Joe Biden is the type of person that, A, you push him down, he gets back up. He's very resilient. He's the type of man that if you show him facts and you come to him and you're bold with him and tell him what's going on, that he can take criticism and he can feed into that and make a good decision. The opposite of what you hear about Trump, where if you say something bad about him, he's going to fire you, get rid of you, and make everybody fucking hate you and make fun of you. And it seems from everything now that he's not doing that anymore, if that was ever the case. So again, I've never met Joe Biden, but that's just what a lot of people are saying with him. But now it looks like he's dug his feet in so hard, and that it is nothing that he's going to do to get rid of that presidency. And your question has to be, or the question to me is, in his head, does he believe that he actually is the best person to be the president? Or is he really just staying because he feels like he has to, and because he's getting so much push and his family is so in his ear that he's not even listening to other aides that might be telling him, yeah, you're old, you've done a lot, maybe it is your time to step down. Now, whether or not he's listening to his aides, whether he's being manipulated, whether he's doing this for the right reason, or if he's doing it because he wants to just not leave, and like most men, and especially white men, when have you ever seen an old white man get rid of power? That's a conversation, but a different conversation is what's best for the Democrats. And this is where I want to get into my opinion. It is a terrible idea for Democrats to get rid of Joe Biden. Let me also say it was a terrible idea for Democrats to leave Joe Biden as the nominee for this long when they knew he was this bad. two things can be true. The Democratic Party, which is opposite from the Republican Party, from what I've seen, the Democratic Party is absolutely fucking terrible at planning. They're absolutely fucking terrible at making a succession plan. This was literally what the show Succession was about. When you are old and white and you think you cannot be beat and you don't prepare for when you have to do what comes next for the country. If the Democrats had a plan, they wouldn't be here right now. But in my opinion, I think we're too fucking late. And I said weird because I'm leaning more left and Democrat because lately I've been reading and doing so much more, and I'll get into that more. But it's too fucking late for Democrats to try to just kick Joe Biden out and push somebody else in. Yeah, I get that we live in America where someone can get famous in one day, and if you get the right person to come up and have a few talks, maybe people can get behind them. Fuck that. It's time. The Republican convention is on Monday. Donald Trump is about to announce his vice president by Monday at the latest. Then we go into more debates. We go into all this other shit. It's time. It's here. We're at the last 50 meters of the race. There is no more time for you to try to switch and get somebody new, and it's too fucking late. And if you do it, it's gonna make the Democratic Party look even stupider and more prepared than they already do. I truly do believe that. I also truly do believe that maybe Joe Biden isn't the best nominee, and maybe that there is someone, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, depending whoever you want to say it is, there is someone better, but it's too fucking late to get the American people and the Democrats and most importantly, the swing voters in the swing states to say, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna vote for this new guy that I've just seen for 4 months. At most, he'll have one debate against Donald Trump. Donald Trump will eat whoever it is up just off the argument of, you've been here for 4 months. How can the American people trust you? You could prepare me for that debate. So I just want to say to all the people, I've been seeing people that I think are way more educated and have covered way more fucking things than me talking about, yeah, the Democrats need to get somebody new. It can't be Joe Biden. And I hate arguing with them, or disagreeing with them, but it's like, how do you believe that in 4 months the Democrats are going to be able to get somebody that is so good that that people, swing voters importantly, because the people who already left Biden are, nobody loves Biden. Or the people who already know they're going to vote Democrat because they just know it can't be Trump. And then the people who are already going to vote Trump because they just are Trump fans. You know how Trump fans, they don't matter. They're going to vote for their vote for. The swing voters in the swing states are who you have to get. And you think you're going to get them to believe, I'm a swing voter still. I'm leaning more left, but I'm still a swing voter. I'm telling you right now, if they switch it again, I'm going to be just confused. It's just going to be more confusing, more questionable to me to get behind that with 4 months. So let me just make this myself clear. The Democrats did an absolutely fucking terrible job coming up with a succession plan for who is going to be next after Obama. They did an absolutely terrible job for the last 4 years lying to the American people about the cognitive level of Joe Biden and how strong he is to get in front of the American people and give them confidence. Not in his ability to do the job, not his ability to talk about policy, and not for his ability to run the country, but his ability to get in front of the American people and invoke confidence. Yes, Democratic Party's done a terrible job. But when you have already done a terrible job, you have to sometimes when you make a decision, you have to go. You can't turn back you can't turn back on the 5K once you already ran 2.5 miles. There's no fucking point. You're going to go back further than if you just finished it at that point. So now we're here. The Democrats may lose, and it may be, but I'm telling you, I think it will be worse if they try to get rid of Joe Biden. So I think the Democrats who don't think it should be Joe Biden but are quiet about it and saying, you know what, we're here, we have to stick with Joe Biden, and now we have to put on a presented front and lift each other up. Those are the people who are right. And the 7 Democrats and the more it will be more, I feel like, that are coming out that are standing publicly and going on interviews about Joe Biden. You're making the Democrat look bad. You're making each other look even more separated than before. And you guys need to be focusing on how you get the swing voters, how you get them to believe in the policies and the work of Joe Biden for the past 4 years and how he can do it again, and how you can work on winning in your own districts and in your own states to win. That's what you guys need to be focusing on, because you guys made a terrible decision for the last 4 or 8 years, and now you guys are in the fucking shitstorm, and you have to steer through it, not try to get out of it and go around it. I'm fucking sorry. That's just my humble opinion from somebody covering their first election. Then now let's get to the conversation with Trump. Trump has been saying all the time, like, oh, I want Joe Biden to stay, and I want it to be Sleepy Joe. I want it to be Sleepy Joe. Here's another opinion, because that could be truth, but no, I don't believe so. I think Trump is just having fun right now because they're making it easier for him. I think Trump honestly would rather the Democrats go with somebody else because it will just make them look even worse than they already do right now. Trump is happy with what's happening right now because the Democrats look bad. For the last week on the news, we've been talking about Joe Biden being old and not Joe Biden, what he's going to do for the country and how he can maybe do president. Trump is happy about that. But I think the people around Trump, the political people think and know that the American people know Joe Biden. And even if we know that he's old, we know his policies and what he does. And you either love it, hate it, or in the middle about it, but you know. With somebody else, we don't know. And that not knowing, I think Donald Trump knows he can go on that and attack and make himself look even better, and it can fall into the type of debate and type of race that he wants to have, which is in the mud, dirty, talking shit, making people laugh, making it seem like a show. He wants it to be the show, which is an American way, and the way that we are as a people right now. Everything's about the show. You have to do it, even the politics. And I think moving into the show more is bad for Democrats right now because we don't have anybody that can do the show like Donald Trump does. You need to keep it professional. And I think by switching the Democrats, it's making the show. Democrats are like switching the presidential nominee. It's creating the fucking show without Democrats even knowing they're doing it. And when you create a show for Trump, the ratings are going to go throughout the fucking roof. So I think why Trump is saying, hey, yeah, I want it to be Sleepy Joe. Yeah, I want the old guy because I can beat his ass easier. No. That's just a really good, Trump does a good job of the show. That's just another really good way of creating the show. I don't think Trump, in my opinion, wants, or if he had to choose, I think he would want the Democrats to switch it and pick somebody else because I think he could beat them easy. I think he thinks he could beat them easier. I don't think he thinks Joe Biden is going to just be a walk in the park to beat in the race. I think thinks he can beat him, but yeah, I don't think he actually would rather have Joe Biden than a new person. I think he thinks the new person would make him better for him because he can focus on the fucking show. So that's that. Let's see where I'm at now. So, now with the election, let's look at the swing states. And I want to just go over this fast. I'm going to go over the swing states and go over the polling. Because basically, like I said, the people who already know, hey, we're not voting for a convicted felon. Joe Biden is old, but we know his policies. We know what he's done. And we can go with somebody that's old, that loses his train of thought, but knows how to do the job, over a convicted felon that insults people, that doesn't talk about policy, that lies like he breathes. We want that. We know we don't want him. Those people are not gonna switch. And the people from those states that come and vote and are historically in those states, that doesn't matter. And on the other side, the people that are for Trump, that are, yeah, we love the show. We love the shit talking. We love that Donald Trump is gonna make life better for middle-aged white Americans. We love that. Those people are not going to get rid of Trump. So the swing states are that matters. And it's the electoral college. That you don't have to get the popular vote. You got to win the states. You got to get the electoral college votes. The swing states are the only thing that fucking matters in the 2024 election. Let's look at what these states are going to be. Let's just take a list of them. And this is swing states in the last two elections. So let's go to 2020. Let's look at this. And let's look at this. Democratic swing, Democratic, Republican swing, Republican. All right, so we have Indiana. That's where I'm from. Of course, red. So we have all these states. What's Democratic swing, Republican swing? Yeah, I think Wisconsin should be. Yep, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia. Democratic swing, 2016. 2016. Let me make this myself smaller. 2016. Georgia's Republican swing. South Carolina, Republican. Arizona, Republican swing. Wisconsin, Republican swing, 2020. Wisconsin switched Democratic. Arizona switched Democratic. Look at this. These people voted for Trump in 2016. Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. These in 2020, they said, we don't want Trump anymore. They were of the group of people that said that 4 years was fucking insane. I'm not middle-aged and white, and all the things that I thought Trump was going to do for me, he didn't do. I can't do this for 4 more years, right? So they switched back over. Or they not even, let's not say back, but they switched over the Democrat. These are the states that are the reason that Joe Biden won. And in this time, in 2020, it's an argument that could be made that people voted against Trump more than they did Joe Biden. It's important to say. Now, let's look at the swing states, where the swing states are. Arizona, which has switched. Already said that. Georgia, which has switched. We already said that. Michigan, which switched in the last election. Already said that. Nevada, I think switched. Let's go. Nevada, 2016 is Democratic. 2020, it's Democratic. But it's a swing state. Let's look why. Let's see what this article says. Because I didn't even read this all the way through. Nevada only has 6 electoral college votes, but the state is still considered an important swing state leading into the 2024 election. And let me make this bigger because I know you guys can't see this at all. No, not Pennsylvania. Let's go back up. Nevada. Okay. Likely coming down to Republicans and Democrats' ability to mobilize voters. Get them out to vote. That's what I'm thinking he means by that. One of the reasons Nevada tends to be so important is that we have close margins in terms of Republicans and Democrats performing in these statewide elections. And a lot of it depends on each camp's ability to determine when it comes to vote. So it's really a mobilization game. Particularly turnout among young voters will be critical. So the last 2 years, it's been Democrat, or the last 2 elections, it's been democratically voted, but it's a swing state. North Carolina. Let's see if that's switched to. North Carolina, 2020. So North Carolina, 2020 was Donald Trump. 2016. And I wonder why they have it as a swing. It may be because historically, it might be because in 2012, it was voted Republican for Obama. It was voted Democrat for Obama. Given it was Obama. We all miss Obama. Well, most of us do. All right. North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, which switched. So out of the 7 swing states, about 5 of them, between 2016, when Donald Trump was first elected, and 2020 have switched. And that's why these 7 states are so fucking important, and why these are the focus, and these are going to probably be the states that come down to who's going to be the next president of the United States. And that's why Donald Trump has been in Florida all the time. That's why he's been in Nevada. That's why Donald Trump or Biden has been in Georgia trying to get black voters. It's why he's meeting with the Black Caucus. They're trying to get these voters. That's why Donald Trump, and we can get into this, that's why Donald Trump is looking for a vice president, and it might be, what's his name, Mark Rubio from Florida, because he's Latino and you want to get the Latino votes. They know that these are their most important states, and they know these are who they need to get to win the election. These are the states. Keep that in mind. And if you're in one of these states, maybe watch the news a little bit more and not just vote off of just like bullshit. That's like another thing from Guarantee News I've been saying for a while. Especially if you're from these states, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, Minnesota, maybe just look a little bit, maybe pay attention a tad. Michigan, maybe pay attention just a closer bit more, because your vote matters a lot more. If you're in Indiana, your vote matters, but it's going to probably be red. If you're in Wyoming, your vote matters, but it's probably going to be red. If you're in Washington, your vote matters, but it's probably going to be blue. If you're in Georgia, who knows what it's going to be? You matter. If you're in Wisconsin, who knows what's going to be? Scary enough, if it's time and we have one of those things where people are voting against Joe Biden and not for Trump like last time, it's going to be red this time in some of these states because it's going to switch back over. But that's something, again, with the American people, that when you look at this and how much from 2016 to 2020, the states that switch that matter, is that like every 4 years you're voting against someone instead of for someone, which just shows how fucking terrible politics is now. It's just fucking sad. But those are the people that matter. Now let's look at current polling. It was a New York Times article that I just saw. This is it. Election polls. Okay. So let's look at these polls. So this is, come on, fuck you. Fuck you. Bear with me. Bear with me. I hope this works, bro. Come on, dog. I just want to... Like, I can't see polls, bro. This is why people can't get educated, because you got to pay for everything. I'm not going to lie, though. There may be the day that comes where you have to pay for a guarantee. Well, you know, that's an interesting topic. That's an interesting topic that I could get into later. Hopefully you never have to pay Guaranteed News and I still get paid. That's the goal. That you guys don't have a lot of ads and stuff, but Garrett still gets paid. I'm not sure that's possible, though. Oh, this fucking sucks. They're not letting me see it. Really? Oh, that fucking sucks. Come on, bro. The New York Times polls. I really like these. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna get on my phone because it was literally, I had it up on my phone. Let me see. Like the paywall wasn't coming up on my phone. Let me see. So the New York Times basically just released polls that were updated on July 9th. So this is after the debate. These are fresh. Now, the thing about polls is they can't be believed. And people say all the time polls can be exaggerative. In 2016, the polls had Hillary Clinton up, Donald Trump won. In 2020, the polls had Donald Trump up, Biden won. So everybody's saying, you know, polls are a good measurement stick, but they're not the end all be all. And this is basically, I'm sorry I don't have these fucking polls. I can't read them. I should probably just pay for New York Times and all this journalist shit. But I pay for so much other bullshit. But so yeah. So that's just to keep in mind. The polls could don't take these polls for fact, but you should listen to them a little bit. I should say 50-50. A little bit more than a grain of salt, but not the end all be all. Now also keep in mind with this. Me personally, never in my life have I heard brother, mom, dad, aunts, uncle, grandparents. I've never been like, hey, what are you doing? What did you just get done doing? Oh, yeah, I just got done doing a poll on the election. I've never heard anyone, not a friend. I've never everyone said I just got done doing an election polling. So I don't know who the fuck is doing these polls. Who the fuck they're getting. So that's another thing. Like, who are these people? What's the demographic? What states? I'm sure there's information on that. But just me, and I don't want you to think about, like, when's the last time you talked to someone, asked them what they're doing, how they've been, what their day was, how they did today. And they said, yeah, I just took a poll on the president, on who I think the president is, and answered a whole bunch of poll questions. I haven't seen that ever. So that's another thing. Where are they getting these people from? But I will say, though, that I do believe probably Trump is winning in polling. I will say that. So national polling average. Trump is at a 47%. Biden is at a 44%. This is from the New York Times again. Now in Michigan, these are the swing states. In Michigan, Trump's polling is 47%. Biden is 45%. In Wisconsin, Trump's polling is 48%. Joe Biden is 46%. In Pennsylvania, Trump is 48%. Joe Biden is 44%. North Carolina, Trump is still 48%. Biden drops down to 43. In Arizona, Trump is 48, Biden is 43. In Nevada, Trump is 49, Biden is 43. Georgia, Trump is 49, Biden is 43. So it's mostly in that 49, 48 range for Trump, 44. And these are in all the swing states. And then for the national polling, Trump is 47, 44. So it's like a 44, 5, 6, 7, 8, like a 3-4% polling lead for Donald Trump. 3-point polling, 3-4 point, that's what they always say, polling lead for Donald Trump. I'm not even going to talk on that much because, again, the polling, you take with it what you want to take from it. It is what it is. All right. Now let's get to Donald Trump. Let's see. Let's get to Donald Trump. Last night, he got back on the campaign trail and had a thing in Florida. Mark Rubio was there, who a lot of people are saying is going to be his vice president pick because he still hasn't picked vice president. Yeah. And I know when I post the clips on this on TikTok, because the TikTok people for Donald Trump, they come out. They comment. But I'm going to say this. And I mean this in the most respectful way possible because, again, Guarantee News is meant to show both sides and be objective and be honest. And there's things I've said good about Trump. There's things I've said good about Biden. There's things I've said bad about Trump. There's things I've said bad about Biden. And lately, the last couple of weeks, it's been important for me to just become more educated. So I'm like really watching interviews. I'm really watching the debate. I'm really watching like CNN, Fox News, News Nation, different news things. So, you know, I watched the President Trump, the what he did, the thing that he did. Let me meet this. I watched the thing, the rally that he had in Florida last night on Tuesday night. And I'm not going to lie to you. I mean this respectfully. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. But to the Trump people, and even my friends out like Trump, this is a serious question or a serious statement. If you can seriously watch Trump talk for over 30 minutes straight without like just being, I don't know what the feeling is, but like if you can watch Trump for 30 minutes straight and it's like easy and you're like entertained and you feel like you're getting information, I hate calling people stupid. Like it is kind of like, I don't like calling people stupid, but it's just like, it was so hard to watch. Like I tried, bro. Like even like the objective journalist Garrett, I feel like I'm able to listen to people that I don't agree with and I can be quiet and or like I can listen to things that I may not think are intellectually intelligent, or like one of my pet peeves is like people who like know better and are like arguing with me about a different side, but you're just arguing because you're a dickhead. Like I hate like untruthful arguments or unfair arguments. This was so fucking hard to watch, even as a professional like journalist trying to. It's just the way he insults, how he goes from topic to topic like this. Like I guess it is good for the average American person who's like attention span is like 5 seconds, but like some of the people I know that like I know you're like intelligent that like Trump, like do you watch him talk for 30 minutes? Like I really want to. It's so hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to listen to him talk uninterrupted for more than 20 minutes. Like, so you start to just get like, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like just feeling like I'm losing brain cells. Like he's just. That's one thing I got from this. Past the lying, past just the random shit that he says. I have to say, if you like when I post this clip, if it's a clip, if you're saying like, oh Garrett, you don't know what you're talking about, you sound like a fucking idiot. Oh, just please also answer me. When was the last time you watched Donald Trump talk for 30 minutes straight? And if you did, oh my fucking God. Comment and like talk to me. I want to have a conversation with you. If you can listen to Joe Biden, if you can listen, and it's hard for Joe Biden too, but it's hard for different reasons. Like his is just like Joe Biden, like Trump is like, again, the show. Like he's very entertaining. Love Celebrity Apprentice, love The Regular Apprentice, but it's just like, him hearing him talk, like trying, like from like, it's just like, it's so much of a show. It's too much show. It's like I should be watching this on VH1. Like listen, like look at like just.
I'm also officially challenging Cricket Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here.
And let me just say, clips isn't good because he's a show. And a clip like this is hilarious. But when you watch this in like in the flow, I don't even think I got this. When you watch this in the flow of the conversation, oh my fucking God, he switches topics so fast. he's hilarious. He's entertaining in a way, but it's like when you're watching it's just so unpresidential. It's so unprofessional. It's so just unprofessional, not even presidential. Like I wouldn't want to hear a lawyer talk like this, a doctor talk, anyone from a journalist talk like it's just so like, it's hard to listen to. And I'm just going to go through like a little, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I feel like most of the people who like Trump love his clips and love like the little things, but I'd be surprised. I don't even know if Trump can go back and listen to this bullshit. It's just so hard to listen to. Let me just also find this as well. Let me go back. Okay. Let's fucking see. Let's see. Let me find this. Did I save it? I'm not going to read this whole thing because this woman said a ton. Okay, so this is art. This is from Art Candy. Okay. And this is another part of why I guarantee you, I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I promise I'm not. So I'm showing both sides. So I'm about to show this woman. She basically just did a tweet that's just kind of going over, summarizing. It's a long summary, but it's short, really. Summarizing the Florida thing with Trump last night. This is from a woman named Art Candy. Let's read her bio together. Space host, trying to find common ground, dubbed a liberal pundit by alternate, smack talker, the country's doomed if we don't communicate, rent-free in Magaland. So she's obvious. She doesn't like Trump. I can't say. She obviously doesn't like Trump. She obviously pisses off Republicans and Donald Trump people. So keep that in mind when I'm reading this. So this is someone who obviously has something against Donald Trump, so there is some bias in this. So, but I'm still showing this, but just look at this. All right, oh boy, Trump's Doral rally tonight was a doozy. Let's recap it. Started off by bragging about his golf course instead of apologizing for being an hour late and leaving people waiting all day under a heat advisory. Heat advisory in Florida right now, if you don't know. Heat advisory in Texas was fucked up shit going on as far as nature. All right, he said he didn't know what nadir was. He bragged that being indicted is a lot of fun. All right, I can see why he says that. I'll give him some pass for that because he's been lit since he did that. He claimed tens of thousands of people showed up to his sad little rally. He later said 45,000 people when it barely looked like 2,000 people were there. 45,000 people probably weren't there, but he lies all the time. He froze like a deer in headlights for 10 seconds. Let's actually see if I can find this because I'm putting this on Guarantee News. I'm putting this on Guarantee News. And we're at an hour, so I'm gonna wrap up soon. Donald Trump freeze. Let's look at this.
We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed.
Not sure if I can say that's bad. I don't know if that was like a moment of silence or anything. Like this just doesn't.
Except win an election against crooked Hillary Clinton, who has done nothing wrong except win an election against crooked Hillary Clinton. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed.
I'm not gonna lie. If he lost his train of thought, or if he like had like an old man freeze pause, that was a good one. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't look as bad as. So again, her saying that this wasn't as bad as I feel like she was making it seem. That just looks. If he froze, he handled it way better than Joe Biden handles his freezes. That's a fucking fact. Because that just looked like he might have paused for like if I say. Guarantee News is the best fucking show that you're ever gonna watch. And I guarantee you that because it's gonna be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Bet on it. You know, you pause for it's part of being an orator. You pause for dramatic effect. So it looks like he could say that I can't even see. Why is the comments? I see that comment, but I can't see. Dang, it's not coming up on my thing either. And it says, dang, I don't know why it's coming up. But that just looks like a pause. I'm not going to lie. That's not that could be a little exaggerative, saying that like he lost, like that could be just a pause for effect. All right, let's get back to not camera. Let's get back to what we were reading when she's going over this. So again, this is somebody basically summarizing the shit that Trump had his first thing back on the campaign trail yesterday in Florida. And this woman's summarizing it. Again, Guarantee News, you want to be objective. So this is probably, or from what I've seen, a liberal, left-leaning person. So keep that in mind. But he froze like a deer in headlights for 10 straight seconds. So we just watched that. I think that's exaggerative. I think he might have paused. For effect. And if he did lose his train of thought, he made it look way better than Joe Biden does, where he clearly is his train of thought. And that's just me talking from, trying to be objective. Don't know who Laura Loomer is. I probably should. He's mad that Kamala Harris laughs and called her la la laughing Kamala. He said he wants a no hold bar debate with moderators this week. Essentially, too. All of this is basically what I was saying, where Trump, it is hard to watch Trump talk for 20 minutes straight. Like the clips, reading about it, just seeing it on Twitter, it is hilarious because he is funny and he is a showman. Like The Apprentice, we all love The Celebrity Apprentice, but it's like, I'm telling you, because I tried to do it so I could come to you guys and speak with factual and not have to read articles and stuff. I tried to watch that rally last night of Donald Trump, and it is hard to listen to that man speak for 20 minutes straight, bro. It's so hard, bro. I mean, the person watching right now, I said this like 5 minutes ago, and I really want to answer. And I got to make I need to figure out how to wait so I can see the comments, or something's going on where the comments aren't coming up. But like, have you ever watched like a Donald Trump rally or a Donald Trump speech, like for like 20 minutes straight? Like no debate. He's not getting asked questions. He's just talking, whether it's off a moderator or whether it's off a planned speech, or if he's just going off have you tried? Because I tried for the first time probably in like a long, like 3 or 4 years. Like, I'm not going to lie. I feel bad to say it. I'm a journalist. I have a news show. And that was my first time watching Donald Trump like talk for like an extended period of time and not seeing clips on Twitter or just reading summaries like this. And I'm not going to lie, bro. I think if you made every Trump supporter sit down and watch him speak for 30 minutes straight, I would say a lot of them would not want to vote for him. And the ones that would start to have a very common look, vernacular, family. You know what I'm getting at here? I don't want to say it. Fuck it, I'm going to say it. You're probably a hillbilly. Sorry. If you can watch Trump talk for 20 minutes straight and not be like, he's going he goes to point all the time. He lies. Some of the lies, you don't know if they're lies until you look them up. And some of the lies, you're just like, that doesn't even fucking sound right. I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, I'd be surprised. And and then he's like saying like shit where it's like, I can beat Joe Biden in golf and I'll give him a 10-stroke lead. Or I want to have a debate with Joe Biden today. No moderators, no nothing. Let's just go at it. And then when you watch it in the flow of an interview, like when you see it on a clip, it's funny. It's fucking hilarious. Like you giggle a little bit. Like it makes me like a person who's like, I like jokes. I like funniness. I like to celebrate. It makes me like, what the fuck? He's fried. But when you watch it in the stream of talking, like again, when I post a clip on TikTok or anywhere, it's different than you sitting here and watching me talk for 5 minutes getting context. We live in a world where you love the clips and the clips are what you focus on. But deadass, when you watch that man Trump talk for a long time, it made me scared for all the people that were in Florida. And like look at let me go back. I'm not going to do it because I don't want Guarantee News to be much more than an hour. So I'm going to stop soon. But like, I was like looking at those people like, it's just kind of like, yeah. I can see why like the Project 2025, they want to get rid of the Department of Education and leave it to the state. Like these people aren't very educated, clearly. So that's what I'm going to say about the Trump debate. I'm going to leave that there. I was going to talk about something else, but again, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 8 minutes. So I'm going to wrap up. If you watched a second, a minute, the entire thing, I appreciate you so much. Guarantee News. This is a new season, 10 episodes, 10 straight weeks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm not going to give up on this. If you want a new show to watch in the morning, it is going to be Guarantee News every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for watching. It's going to start eventually. You can't read my comments on the thing, too. I need to fix that. I could, yeah. I could. And sometimes I think, like, I should be more fluid with the way I stream. And just not, like... Because sometimes, like, it'll be like, oh, I can stream right now, and I just don't because it's not a Monday or it's not in my time frame. But then later that week, I'll miss the time frame. So it's like... Maybe I should just stream whenever I get the feeling anyways. Like, I that's another thing I'm working on. But the biggest thing is just consistency. I mean, to answer your question shortly, probably not. Not consistently. Consistently Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. There will be days where probably I will stream again. And I'm trying to, like, fix my mindset where, like, this is more important than, like... I mean, right now I'm just talking off the cuff right now. I'm trying to fix my mind to where this is more important than everything but God in my life right now. It's more important than trying to go out. It's more important than trying to get girls. It's more important than trying to focus on how to make quick, stupid money. Like, once I can, I haven't got there completely, but once my mind locks into that, I'll probably stream all the time. Because I'm a yapper at heart. Like, I truly believe, because I've spent the whole hour just talking about news. I haven't even got into sports or anything else. I can be one of those streamers. I can stream for 6 hours straight. Easy. It's just a fact. Like, I know I could. If somebody walked in here right now, gave me 2 bands, and said, I want a 6-hour news show right now with water breaks. You get water breaks, you get commercial breaks. Like, I can do that. Like, that's a natural talent that where I start getting ad money and I start getting, like, backing, where that's going to probably be one of the reasons you're giving your money to Garrett, because he can fucking yap for a long-ass time. He can talk to a lot of people, and he can interview. So it's really just, at this point, like a mind switch thing. Like, once I literally get it drilled into my mind that this is it, this is what I have, this is my ticket, this is how I'm going to make my mark, this is how I'm going to be able to show the world that Garrett Sims is one of the best journalists of a generation, and this is my way to do it, by doing my blog and by doing this stream. I think I probably will stream twice a day. Or when I stream, I'll stream for like hours. More like Call of Duty for a 24-hour stream. I would do 2K. I don't play 2K like that. Like, I would do 2K for a 24 hours. I would do a game that I enjoy for a 20 hour stretch. Like, those are gonna happen. Like, as I get bigger, and I definitely have that's like a natural ability for me that I don't even think I'd have to teach like being in front of the camera. I had to teach myself. Learning how to, like, structure a show, I had to teach myself. Learning how to talk for a long time and not, like, ramble on and, like, say new things and, like, have new opinions or just do something. Like, I can do that I can do that to the fucking moon. Even now, I'm 12 minutes over, and again, like my episode plan, I'm looking at it, like, there's still things I can talk about that I'm just not, because I just am not going to be on the stream for that much longer. But yeah 2K for 2000. Yeah, because it wouldn't be entertaining unless you'd be entertained by, like, me learning 2K and learning how to be good. But now I can't wait for those days to come, and I know they will, where, you know, I start getting the bag just to stream for a long time because I'm able to, like, last longer than other people pause. Like, that's definitely going to be, like, one of my things that set me apart, is just that Garrett can stream for a long time. But I'm just not consistent right now, and previously I didn't educate myself on the stuff that I was talking about. Like Delano, if you go back and shit, my bad, bro. If you go back and watch, like, this episode, like, the beginning, like, I talked about politics for the whole time. And it was easy for me, and I felt more educated this time because I wasn't like I was saying at the beginning, like the last season is what I'm calling it, but the last like 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes of Guarantee News, I'm focusing more on articles and stuff and going and just reading the articles and going from there. This episode was mostly me just talking about what I know and going through talking about what I know and giving my opinions and going through articles very sparingly, because I've literally been educating myself so much more. All I do is watch the news, read articles now. I really don't watch like I watch sparingly TV. So that's like another good thing is I'm so much more educated, and I'm going to continue to be that, which will make me just smarter on these topics, which will then make me better and more entertaining on Guarantee News. I think this is one of the better episodes I've had in a while. So yeah, I mean, Guarantee News is going to continue to get better. I'm going to continue to get better. Yeah. Like, subscribe, GS Studios, GSTEWDIOS. GS Studios, that's like the stew you eat. One day I'm going to tell the story of why I called it GS Studios. Like, subscribe, comment, argue with me, do whatever you want. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.